What's going on, everyone? I'm going to show you guys how to do this half up, half down braided bun style for festivals. So I had this color mix already pre-mixed before. I have a whole video if you guys want to check that out on how I mix colors. But I did get Kanekalon braid hair extensions. Make sure if you guys do get Kanekalon, it's going to be feathered out at the bottoms. And then I just get two small sections from that extension, and then I part my hair right in the middle, and then I get the rest of my hair using a scrunchie to put it all away so I can concentrate on that one side. Then using my rat tail comb, I do another section, just a small section. Then I use my pomade just for braiding. I put a little bit on my hands and then I spread it through the top layers of my hair. I just like it to have that sleek look, and also I just don't like the frizziness. And I will also mention too, it lasts so much longer when you put product versus no product. You will tend to have like way more frizzy hairs, and the braids don't look as clean versus you using some type of product like pomade or even gel, but I do recommend pomade. It's way better. Then I get a small little section and tie an elastic, just like so, just a small one. And then I'm gonna use my extensions, and then I get a clear extension. I use like 2 or 3, and then you'll be good to go. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use that elastic, and then I'm gonna make sure that I kind of like loop it through. It's kind of hard to explain. You have to really pay attention, and if you need to slow down this video, I would recommend it. And then after you get that extension on the elastic, you can go ahead and just tie that elastic with the extension onto that elastic I just made with that little part right in the front. Now, just a side tip, please, 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 you have to do this. Make sure when you tie this, it is super tight. Okay, if it is a little bit loose, that braid is not gonna stay, and you're just not gonna have a good like the braid is not gonna last you even a couple hours. So you want to make sure it's super tight on the scalp. Might feel a little uncomfortable, but trust me, it's worth it. And y'all, I messed up big time. When I had finished, the first side was too much tilted to the side and I really didn't like how it looked. So the second time that I did it, I liked it so much more. So please forgive me. The one that you see on the left side, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna redo that and do it the way I did it on this side. So we're gonna talk about this side. So we're gonna go ahead and make 3 strands, and you want to split it, each of those strands, into 3, and then make sure it's again super tight to the scalp. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna have your hands super close to the scalp, and we're gonna be braiding underneath each time. And then once you braid underneath each time, you're going to be adding new hair from your scalp, and we're just repeating that process again and again. Another tip I will say, guys, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable since it's on the top of your head. Your elbows are high up, and just your hand position, you really want to make sure it's super close to the scalp each time you're braiding underneath and adding new hair. And if you need to, get smaller sections each time, and then it'll come out way more cleaner. And also, if you guys need to slow down this video and to really see how it is, please do so, because I know that really helps me when I really want to learn something. Just take it easy and go slow. And honestly, with this elastic method, going from the top instead of doing the actual braid method of like feeding in extension, I think this is so much more easier. You don't have to worry about adding that extension. Now we're gonna go ahead and just fluff up that braid. So I'm just kind of pulling it, and if you need to hold on to that hair tie, you're more than welcome to do so. And then I got a crochet hook, and then I pulled through more hair extension into the pigtail. I put very little on that braid since I got a small section, and I wanted it even more bigger for the buns, so I added more, and I just pull it through from that hair tie. I took out 1 hair extension, like a little piece, and the rest I just braid loosely. I don't do it that tight. I want it to have that like loose effect. And then I'm going to be wrapping that braid around to get that bun, and using hairpins to really secure that bun. And also, I don't know if you guys saw when I was braiding, I did seal it with an elastic and a hair tie, a cotton hair tie. You guys don't have to do two of those. I just wanted to make sure it's super secure, so I did both methods. You can go ahead, and as long as you have a cotton hair tie, it literally is the best hair tie ever. And I just use that. You can do that however you want to feel more comfortable, please do so. And then with those remaining strands, I go ahead and just braid that. You guys could literally just have it just like this, and that could be a total look. But I did want to have a little bit more pizzazz because my hair was so brown and that green was really standing out. I wanted to have a little bit more strands throughout the hair. And then you can see where I'm trying to like match it to my the size of my hair. So I get a little bit more hair extensions. I get a small part towards the front, clipped out the rest, and now we're gonna do the same method. We're gonna be going to make a loop and tie that extension on the elastic, and then we're gonna be tying that part. It really helps me when I tie this. I pin it with my fingers with the extensions close to my scalp so that the extensions isn't moving around. And you, again, same thing like I told you guys from the start of that braid, you want to make sure it's super tight on the scalp so you can braid. Now using my actual hair and the two extensions, I'm making a 3-strand again, and then I'm just passing it underneath each time to create that beautiful braid. If you need to put any more product to really make it nice and sleek, you can totally do that. If you want to put more hair, you can do that too. I know I got little pieces because I just wanted it very dainty. It's all up to you, and I think that's so fun about these styles, that it's super creative and you can do whatever you want to do. Different colors, different parting. I think that's what's so fun. Now I'm having my extension on the other side. Again, make sure it's super tight on the scalp, and then from the very top, you want to go ahead and do that individual braid. Also, another tip, whatever hair piece you get from your actual hair, you want to make sure whatever extension you put and braid it with, you want to make sure it's like almost the same size, because if it's a little bit bigger or like smaller, I just noticed with the braids it just tends to be a little bit more wonky. So if it helps, just try to mimic the hair strand that you get. And when I mean hair strand, I mean that part that I parted at the very top. It's a small strand, so I wanted to make sure that my hair extension is also a small strand mimicking that same size, so that the braid comes out equally, and then you have such a more easier time to braid versus like a big braid you're trying to like put into your hair. And especially if you don't have that much hair like me, you know, it can be a little bit stressful. So anyways, now that we're done, you can go ahead and use a comb to like get any of those flyaways. You can use your scissors to cut out any flyaways, and you can see right over here, I'm putting some hair jewelry. I got it from Amazon, and I can link it down in the description so you guys can take a look, but it's super easy to put on. It's just like a clip. And then I put a little bit of green glitter, and using that pomade, I dipped it with my finger and then dipped it on the glitter so it can distribute and really stay on my hair. And voila, we are all done here. This style is perfect and more comfortable, I would say, versus other braid styles. Especially all the braids are on the top of the head, and when you sleep, it's like not going to be bothering your neck, or it's not super tight, and it's just like a loose style. But yeah, I hope that you found this video helpful, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Bye guys.